What's up, YouTube? Tim Moose here. Now, here is my opening slash streaming segment where I talk about the films and series that are coming out this week, whether mid-year streaming, etc. Alright, the big one we have out this week is, of course, Final Destination Bloodlines, which I'm definitely excited for this thing. The reviews has been pretty decent. The trailers for this has looked great. I'm all for this. I love the Final Destination franchise. So I'm definitely looking forward to this new one, and hopefully, if it's great and successful, maybe we'll get some more, and hopefully, we don't have to wait another 10 years for another one. But yeah, I'm just definitely excited for more Final Destination here. All right. Also, out this week, we have Hurry Up Tomorrow, which is the new film starring The Weeknd, Jenna Ortega, and Barry Keoghan. Obliged by insomnia, a musician gets pulled into a nightmarish odyssey with a stranger who begins to unravel the very core of the existence. And the trailer does look intriguing. It looks pretty creepy. Of course, it is from the same director of It Comes at Night, Krisha, as well as Waves. So that there piques my interest. The Weeknd's a pretty cool singer, although the idol was whatever. I like Jenna Ortega, so hopefully this is a good one, but we'll see. Alright, not really a whole lot coming to streaming. Like, there is The Brutalist, by the way, which is actually making its streaming debut on Max this week, so keep an eye out for that, I guess. But on Apple, we got Deaf Presence Now, where in 1988, deaf students at Gallaudet University protest until the school appointed its first deaf president, Dr. I. King Jordan, making a pivotal moment for deaf rights and representation. That could be interesting. I mean, again, that's the only major streaming film coming out this week. Not wholly a little dead with streaming films this week, but anyway. Also out this week, we got the film Desert Dawn, which stars former Twilight actors Cam Gajante and Count Lutz. When the small town sheriff and his skeptical deputy investigates the woman's murder, they unravel a deadly web of lies, corruption, and cartel ties, turning their quiet towns into a war zone. This could be pretty cool. I mean, really cool to see a Twilight reunion here, so that's could be interesting. We also got the horror film called A Breed Apart. This one looks pretty fun. It could be terrible, that's always a possibility, but it does look entertaining. This is actually a remake of a reimagine, I should say, of the Wes Craven produced horror film from like 2006, which I believe had like Michelle Rodriguez in it. And A Breed Apart stars the likes of former Scream star Hayden Panettiere, four co-stars Virginia Garner and Grace Caroline Curry, Paige Kennedy from the Meg films, Troy Gentile, of course, Barry Goldberg from the Goldbergs, and Joey Bragg, who played the brother Joey Rooney on The Live Maddie. And here's what the story is about. Violet accepts an invitation to a private island with some of the world's most infamous social media influencers. However, she soon becomes part of her own horrific reality show when the guests find themselves in a fight for their lives against the island's legendary man-eating dogs. I'm all for killer dog movies. This does look pretty fun, looks entertaining, so I'm intrigued to see this when it comes out. Hopefully, it could at least be fun, but we'll see. There's also The Old Woman and the Knife, which where an aging assassin with a knack for taking out society's worst encounter, a young prodigy eager to learn the trade as they form an unlikely bond. That could be interesting and fun to check out. There's also a film called Things Like That, which is a new rom-com starring and directed by Max Talesman, where Zach Anthony, a struggling writer, and Zach Mandel, played by Joey Polari, an assistant agent trapped in a failing relationship, meet by chance at a showcase. Their connection begins with a small act of kindness and grows after a disastrous but comedic first date. As they spend their time together, they uncover a surprising shared past that feels like desperate despite personal challenges, misunderstandings, and life's twists. Their bond deepens as they navigate what could be the start of something special. That could be interesting. I mean, it is of course a LGBTQ rom com, which I know people's gonna call this thing woke, whatever. But hey, who doesn't love a good rom com? So maybe that could be good. Who knows? All right. Also, out we got a film called The Severed Son. Fear and paranoia spread in an isolated religious community when a mysterious beast with shimmering white eyes embark on a bloody rampage. That could be pretty fun there. We got a film called Sister Midnight. In Mumbai, an arranged marriage spirals into darkness as a spineless uh, husband watches his wife morph into a ruthless feral force within their narrow confines. That could be interesting to check out. All right. Also out this week, we got a film called Hunting Grounds, where, like, despite to find refuge for her children, Chloe Malvina runs away with her mafia-tied husband and finds shelter in a cabin with a reclusive drifter named Jake. But as her husband henchman draws closer to her, it turns out that Jake is the biggest enemy of them all. That could be interesting to check out. Looks, does sound pretty fun, so hopefully that could be a good one. Also out this week, we also got a film called To Live and Die and Live, which stars former Power star Omari Hardwick, Corey Hardwick, as well as Sky P. Marshall, who's also on the show Matlock. And here's what's about. Muhammad returns home to Detroit to bury his stepfather and trusts Durst into settling his account, but Muhammad struggles with depression and addiction, may finish him before he finishes the tax. That could be interesting to check out. I mean, Omari Hardwick is a pretty cool actor. Corey Hardwick is pretty good. You got Ahmad Joseph from Snowfall fame. So, I don't know, that could be a good, interesting one to check out. All right, now on the TV front, we got a film called Bad Dot. We got a series called Bad Dots coming to Netflix, which stars Josh Segarra, where a man, uh, which is like some sort of comedy show that forgot to write down the synopsis there. But yeah, it's of course like a new Josh Segarra series, so could be interesting. All right, there's also the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which I don't really watch. So if you're interested in that, good news: new season of Mormon Wives is premiering. We also got the new season of Love, Death, and Robots, which I've never seen an episode, but I've heard good things about, so I really gotta get around to check that show out one of these days. We got some show called SkyMed Season 3 coming to Paramount Plus, which it is actually a Canadian medical show, which I've never really seen, but could be cool, I guess. We also got American Manhunt, Osama bin Laden, which I think this was supposed to come out in March, but looks like they pretty much delayed it to this month. Of course, this is the latest American Manhunt type series. The last one was about Gabby Petito. The other one was about O.J. Simpson, and now we got the one about Osama bin Laden. So, I mean, they Netflix do pretty well with these true crime stories. So maybe this could be going. Who knows? All right. Uh, Also at on streaming this week, we got Overcompensating, which stars Benito Skinners and is from A24, where a closest former high school football player becomes friends with an outsider to fit in. It also got Connie Britton, Kyle McLaughlin. The trailer for this does look pretty funny. Really feels like, let's say, kind of looks like Animal House for the Gen Zers. So I don't know, it could be a fun one to check out. Right, on Max, we got Duster, which is from J.J. Abrams, starring Josh Holloway from Lost fame and Rachel Hilson. The series is set in Southwest in 1972, follows the FBI's first black woman agent, played by Rachel Hilson, working to stop a crime syndicate with an assistant of a talented getaway driver. And this actually does look pretty fun. Nice to see Josh Holloway back on TV, so this could be a interesting one to check out. We also got Murderbot come to Apple. Uh, Now Murderbot actually does look intriguing. Of course, it stars Alexander Skarsgård, and about partially biological security cyborg that privately calls itself Murderbot, must hide its abilities for free whilst completing dangerous assignment and drawn to humans and apart its to its weakness. And yeah, that does definitely look fun. Apple by the way has been crushing it this year, so that there piques my interest. So, and of course you got David Demarcus in this. It does look like it'd be fun to check out, so I'm all for it. All right. We also got like the return of the Chai, which premieres on Paramount Plus with Showtime this week. Also, there's that. Uh, we also got we also got the return of Nine Perfect Strangers, which the last season premiered all the way back in 2021 or 2022, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been quite some time since Nine Perfect Strangers arrived. So looking forward to check out Nine Perfect Strangers here. Hopefully, it's a good one. And the way it'll be worth it, but we'll see. And also we got a show that actually looks really intriguing. It's a series titled Bet, based on a Japanese manga and follows a transfer student at a boarding school where gambling dictates the social hierarchy. That does look intriguing. I never really heard about the show beforehand, but then I saw like the preview. And I'm like, okay, this could be something pretty fun. So hopefully it's a good one, but we'll see. Oh, and as for Bad Thoughts, let me put the tell you the synopsis here. For some reason I forgot to write down the synopsis. Oh yeah, again, this stars Josh Segura. I always keep getting him and Tom Segura's name mixed up, but anyway, uh, Amanda succumbs during apocalypse evacuation. Behind the scene days with an action icon goes wrong, and the country starts a jam session from hell. Okay, that could be interesting, I guess. But yeah, no, some of these could be interesting. But let me let you guys. Which of these films or series are you interested in? Are you interested in Final Destination Bloodlines, Bet, Over Constipating, the Hurry Up Tomorrow, Bad Thoughts, Mormons, etc. Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Tim Steiner.